That's got to be the coolest sounding piece of logging equipment that has ever been made right there. Let's get on up above the treetops here. We're moving decks again. Big surprise. This over here on the right is cut to the line. See, that's the line right there. That's kind of back where I'm standing at over here currently. Got this end cut out on it. We're going through this track really quick, which is a good thing. Yeah, the dang hardwood on this dude, man. Somebody said it looked like yesterday's or a day or so ago in the comments. I flew the drone said it looked like a war zone, looked like a bomb went off. Actually, that's what this place needs. It needs a bomb to hit it and level it, flatten it out, and start back over from scratch. So all this pine on the left right here is what we're going after next. See, right there's Derek cutting. He's cutting out another loading deck. Right now we're moving a new deck just about every day, and that makes it aggravating when you're have to do stuff like that. But that's the way you have to cut this terrain right here. You can't just set up in one spot and just run. You know, it's like the yarder logging. You have to cut it in swaths by how the ridges lay and stuff like that. So you can see this vein of pine right there. Somebody said I needed to draw lines on it. How am I supposed to draw lines on it while I'm filming this thing right here? You can see I'm pointing straight at the vein that we're gonna hit next. We got that's kind of on the left right there, and that little island of trees right there at the left corner of the screen. We left it for shade. We'll cut it at the very end where we park our trucks up under. But you can see that vein straight ahead right there. And then that little strip that kind of bends back to the right in that curvature of that road right there to about where the 630 is sitting right there. You see the 630? That's where it starts kind of playing out, is just in front of that machine right there. You can see where it comes to a point right there. And this bad boy will be done. Alright, so this is let's see, Derek's on the left, kind of way it's kind of centered right now. You see the tree moving. So there's a road. You see that road right there in the middle of the screen? We're going to hit that road, and that road's going to take us down that ridge top right there. You can see the pine on both sides of it. You can tell where it cuts at right there. And then it's going to run right here to the end of this ridge. You can see that it falls off in a very deep hollow right there. It's going to run right there to the end of this ridge where those pine trees play out. And that's where it's going to stop. And that should, see that line right there, that's going to line up with that line right there that's right in the middle of the screen. So there's going to be quite a bit of hardwood going to come out from right there. Let's fly over this hollow right here. Right this way. There's some cut over at the top right corner, looks like right there. You can tell the height difference in the trees. Of course, that's not on the track. What is that right there? Okay. That's some water. And that's a big wet spot right there. there's supposed to be a lake over here back behind the drone called Cockerham Lake, but I have not found it yet with the drone. So I'm not sure if it's still there or what. But you can see the track right there. You can see what we've cut over on the top right corner of the screen. That's one reason I flew out this far like that, was to kind of show that. I think this track here, Chad and I were talking, and this track, I think it's going to have some bad saplings on it, bad seedlings when they planted this track. It's just kind of my hunch, and oftentimes that'll happen on some of these things. So there's two 80s here. That's the first 80 at the top of the screen, and then this is the 80 that I'm right over. You see my loader at the bottom right corner. It was shaped like an L. So one was kind of pointing north and south, and the other one was kind of pointing east and west. And the Cockerham Lake is supposed to be right out here. I mean, I can actually see it on my map here on my screen, but I'm not seeing any water. We'll fly out this way. It may just not be marked right on the old map there or something, I don't know. There's a road right there, kind of to the right. So that's going to be, you can see that hardwood down there, straight down below me. That's going to be a big drain right there too. You can see all them pine trees right there kind of on the left. You can tell they've been thinned. Let's see here. That's the road. That is that gravel road right there, that road is, that's called Burks Road. That's going to be a cemetery right there, I believe. Yep, that's a cemetery. Alright, I am flying directly at where Cockerham Lake is supposed to be, what it's showing me on the map here. And I don't see any water. Y'all see some water? I don't see any water. I mean, I'm directly over right here, what it's showing on the map. Because see, I can see what the camera sees, and then I can also, I've got a map right here. I can see where the drone is at on the map, and it's giving me kind of a ground view of the roads and all that stuff like that. And so the lake is supposed to be right here. All I see is trees. Maybe Mr. Jack Dolphin knows. Let's see here. What it may not be marked right on the map where I'm looking here. Let's see here. Pivot the camera up a little bit. That's just the camera moving. I'm not moving the drone at all. This is all I got to load right here. It's that little bit of wood. Not very much. I get asked a lot about the drone. The drone is a DJI Mavic Zoom. Also get asked about what happens with the land. Everything we cut gets replanted back in pine trees. Our pine trees grow very fast here. Get asked about the tops, what happens to the tops or brush. It goes back on the skid trails, basically like erosion control. That's what it's used for. You see Kevin right there. And then it rots. We have no market for pellets or dirty chips or anything here. We do have one small pellet mill here, but they take very, very limited wood. They pretty much get all their raw material from, they get plenty of it from these mills and stuff like that. But this stuff will be, they'll come in here and they'll rip this with bulldozers after we're done, probably this fall. And then they probably won't plant this fall. We're right at kind of the cutoff because it needs to kind of set for a certain amount of time before they stick the trees back in the ground, because those beetles that get in those stumps will eat those saplings up pretty quick if they don't wait. But so they'll rip it and everything will rot. Even the stumps, within 3 years, the stumps will be done rotted. These pine stumps will be gone. The stuff rots very, very quick, and it's actually good. All the limbs and debris and stuff helps stabilize and all. So hope you enjoyed this.